Hey there, welcome to Authentically Raw. I'm your host, Jamie Berris. Do you remember the show Family Feud? It's probably actually still on TV. I haven't watched game shows in a long time, but I can remember watching it as a kid growing up. And every time there was the wrong answer, the big red X would come on the screen. It was like that meh sound with it. So I have something to admit. I have been using that big red X, and I even will, make an X with my forearms when I describe why I've been using this. And I also have this tone, which I feel it in my voice right now. And here's where this big red X is coming into my life. It is with interruptions and interference, mostly of my plans and my daily schedule. So, what does it feel like to you when you are in the flow? You are working, whatever it is that you're doing, you're on schedule, you're going, you have your to-do list, your plans for the day, and boom, there is something that needs immediate attention, whether it's a small thing or a major crisis, a problem arises. It can be something at work, it could be maybe a sick kid that needs your immediate attention. It could be anything. It could be a text or a phone call that is urgent, and boom, you're like, red X. There goes 10 minutes, there goes an hour, or whatever. So I laugh because I started to see how I was allowing all these big red X's to consume me to the point I was looking for them. And it was no longer red X, because this is normal. We all get derailed throughout our days. It is just part of life. We have to accept it. We have to plan for it because it will happen. But I started to notice I was getting just a really grumpy mindset over the whole thing, because my husband would come home, I'd throw my hands up in the air, do the X sign, big red X, a total red X all day. And here's why: I got nothing done because I was doing this, and this instead, which obviously meant I got a whole lot done. It just wasn't what I thought I needed or what I truly wanted maybe to do that day. And I finally had to have a little talk with myself because I was getting really grumpy. And I started to realize it was because I felt out of control. I felt out of control of my plans and my schedule, and I was getting super annoyed, even resentful at the people who were interfering with my plans and schedule for the day. Until I finally started to look at it with a different focus and perspective, because so often when I really stopped to look at it, my plans changed and I avoided something else, or something good came out of that change in plans. And I just didn't want to admit it because I felt, I guess, out of control. It wasn't something I had planned for, and I had a different vision for my day in mind. And for the life of me, I couldn't just embrace and accept it and love it for what it was. But the more I started to get rerouted, and I focused on always getting rerouted and interrupted through my day, it felt like every day was like that. So I started to understand each time that I was getting interrupted, that it was a way for me to position myself to be in the right place at the right time for something better, whether it was in the moment or later that day or next week or next month. I had to go with it. I had to just flow with it. And I don't know if you're like, you think of like the universe or energy or the Holy Spirit, but I felt, okay, this is who's speaking to me. This is who's guiding me. This is what's happening right now. Why don't I just go with it and see what happens? And I'm glad I did, because I really started to ask questions like this. What is this interruption telling me? Where is it leading me to go instead of where I'm going right now, or what I'm doing right now? What am I supposed to be paying more attention to? And I did stop. I hit pause and started over, but no joke, literally as I hit record to tape this very episode, my husband came barreling down the driveway like he's on the Daytona 500, And instantly the dog starts barking, the kids start yelling, "Roxy, be quiet, be quiet." And I'm laughing, and I instantly thought, nah, big red X, won't be getting this done today. And I thought, you know what? No. Perfect opportunity. Grab your stuff, go downstairs in the basement, lock yourself in that little corner, get this thing done. This is where I needed to be because you know what? I recorded in here the other day and the sound was fabulous. So, redirect. Where do you need to redirect? Where do you need a mindset shift of all of your interruptions? Where do you need to just gain a new perspective, maybe a new attitude, and even how you respond to it during, but also after? Do you complain about all your redirections? Because I sure was. And I complain about it so much to a friend that, we joke about it now, but we will both say to each other, one of those days, there's always something. You know what? There is always something, but there's so many opportunities in that something because I look at all these somethings and it usually has to do with another person. And you know what? It's an opportunity to connect with someone. It's an opportunity for me to grow in patience. It's an opportunity for me to take a break when I desperately usually need one because I love to just overwork and exhaust myself doing unproductive, busyness sort of things. And when I have an interruption, it usually is the break that I need. And then I come back and I cross all of those dumb things off my list that I thought I had to do. I cross them off and I get back to doing the couple little productive things that matter. So I hope today and every day you start to look at all of those interruptions, and instead of seeing the big red X like I do, think of a new path. Think of, okay, this is a shift in where I'm positioning myself to greater things, even in the moment, even big picture, whatever it is. As always, I'm rooting for you. Be real, be raw, be authentic. Thank you so much for being here as we kick off this podcast together. I really appreciate you joining me on this journey because I'm well aware you could be doing or listening to anything right now. Hey, if you enjoy the Authentically Raw content, please support the show by following, rating, and reviewing on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. You can also follow me on social media for daily inspiration. Head over to my website, jamieberris.com, to sign up for weekly transformation tips. Or if you're interested in coaching, I currently have 3 openings for one-on-one coaching. If you're looking for an empowering community, we'd love for you to join us in the Transformation Tribe, our group coaching membership. More info available on my website under the Life Coaching and Membership tabs. One last thing, I'm rooting for you. Be real, be raw, be authentic.